edited, and it will be. So, hi, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Daniel Burgarth. I'm a new lecturer here in IMAPS since August 2011.
Okay, and particularly I want to talk to you about your activities with this Q+ group that of nuclear physicists. Is that right? Nuclear?
Quantum physics, yes.
Okay.
So I'm a quite enthusiastic user of Facebook and social networks. So when Google Plus came out, I noticed that they have a Hangout feature, which is basically an opportunity to do Skype conferences with up to 10 participants. And so I noticed that rather than Facebook, which has many friends, Google Plus is more for science for me. So a lot of colleagues are actually on Google Plus. So the idea was then that we would use this Hangout feature, this video conferencing feature, to run online seminars. And one of the motivations that I personally had was that having moved from London, which is a big hub where it's very easy to get international speakers, to Aberystwyth, which is a little bit more isolated geographically, I wanted to have that same opportunity to bring in, high quality international speakers. And obviously that wasn't feasible given the trains and the airport connection. So Google Plus seemed the way forward. And then I spoke to some of my colleagues who had other problems. For example, one of my colleagues is chronically ill, so he actually can't make it into his office every day, and he actually is at home for several months. So he still wants to keep up to date what the actual research is on. So we started playing around with it a bit. We invited a few friends and we said, okay, you give a talk on something. And you know how sometimes social networks can be viral, so that spread pretty quickly. And now we have around 400 followers worldwide regularly participating in our streams.
Wow. So now you have Google Hangout allows you to have 10, is it up to 10 simultaneous video conference participants?
Yes.
And I believe that you've got the ability to also stream the event and for your speaker to show a presentation or something like that.
Well, initially we were limited to 10 participants actively. So actively means that the participants themselves use a webcam to actually be there in the talk, and we thought that this makes a big difference to traditional streamed online lectures, because the lecturer can actually see the audience, they can ask questions immediately, and also for the audience being watched makes a difference, because you tend to not pause the video, you tend to participate more actively, you're just more there, it feels like a real thing. But this limitation of 10 people of course is not good enough. So what we did initially was that we encouraged groups to participate not as an individual but rather as the whole group, by locally projecting the screen onto a bigger screen and facing the webcam to the whole audience.
Right.
And this way we could already get up to 70 people or so easily in one conference, which was nice, also because having the local groups allows local discussions and allows people to ask a lot of questions. But still, for individual people that wouldn't be good enough, because they can't join as a group. So we lobbied Google to enable this Hangout on Air feature, which allows us to not only have active participants but also have passive participants, and the video is streamed live on YouTube. Which is nice because everyone knows how to use YouTube, and it's just a matter of pointing your browser to the right website. And it also enables us to record the videos and have them for offline view on YouTube. So that's the current state now. We have a mixture of active participants with local video and passive participants on the internet.
And if the other passive participants watching the stream want to ask a question or participate in a discussion, are they able to do that?
Yes, so actually everything that we do is happening on Google Plus, on the social network. So all the participants, or most of them, will usually have a Google Plus account. And that will enable them to ask questions on the thread where we actually announce the talk on Google+. And one of us during the talk is monitoring that thread, and he's also actively participating in the Hangout. So he will then bring in those questions from the thread and ask them on behalf of the passive audience, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We have also asked audience to join briefly at the end of the talk actively, but that hasn't happened yet. In principle, it's possible if we have an extra space or if someone drops out at the end of the talk, for a passive speaker to become active for a while, ask a question and drop out again.
Yeah.
But as I said, that hasn't happened yet.
Right, but the discussion of the presentation will continue beyond the presentation. The thread could continue afterwards. People could continue to discuss what has been said and reflect on it. And
it does, actually, yes. Also, the speaker is usually on Google+, so the speaker will be able to answer. There are technical questions. Obviously, we are still exploring all the opportunities that Google has. This is not a fixed product. It's very much in progress, and Google actually keeps on extending capabilities as well. So yes, but there is a science part to the conversation on Google+ as well, which is very nice.
Some of the people at the different locations, they're still projecting, aren't they? And
yes.
So it might. Is that groups of lecturers and researchers, or is it also including students?
Research students, but not undergrads usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So PhD students.
Yes, I think this what we're testing here is applicable to a much wider range. So, for example, it can be used for outreach. It can be used for teaching, actual teaching, and it can also be used for journal clubs. Initially we thought it might be even more suitable for journal clubs because you can easily get together small groups focusing on one paper, say, and discussing it very actively. And now, since we have a big group of followers, we're actually thinking of extending our formats, but we don't want to spread ourselves too thin at the beginning. So at the moment we focus on this particular project, but it would be nice to extend it. And teaching and outreach are two of these opportunities.
Okay. Do you want to remind us of the website that we can find links to all of this stuff?
Yeah, so the easiest one is Q+, so written out as QPLUS .Burgarth, that's my family name, BURGARTH .de.
Okay, thanks very much. Okay.